But let's get started. Previously, the party successfully raided a bandit camp near Alderheart, alongside Riffin, a Strig Night Watch soldier. And you captured the Vulpin bandit captain, Frey Meridan. Upon returning to Alderheart as heroes, you received praise from the Birdfolk Council and spent time in the city. Birdfolk Council had decided to rush the getting supplies and whatnot to Meadowfen, and any assistance for that. However, you were asked to spend time in the city during that point. Quilton, while shopping for candies and toys, started to experience mysterious elemental manifestations. Perry reunited with his mother, Erindra. Vim, his Emberbat Slaughter, transformed into a fire spirit. And Rikki basically hired somebody to steal something in the hopes that they would steal it for themselves.
And it wasn't so much it was mysterious, it's just something that hasn't been flexed in a really long time.
This is true. This is true.
I also found some magic runes in the trash and decided to copy them.
Yeah.
Hey, mysterious runes are gonna put you on my sword, on my fist.
Should have been like you go to a tattoo parlor or something. It's like, oh, that's cool. It's like, you get something in another language because it looks cool. It's just magic runes. But also before, you also spent some time shopping and picked up some supplies, including a magical silver raven figurine that you found at Eliza's shop. You were summoned again by the council, and Speaker Beta requested that you infiltrate a bandit fortress and confront the leader, Benna Saradan. She is somebody who is very anti-Birdfolk Council and the sort of governing bodies of Humblewood as a whole. You embarked on a few days' journey to the mountains, and then a 2-day journey up the mountains, where you traveled through treacherous terrain, but arrived at the bandit fortress unharmed. After some recon by a lizard familiar and a tunneling Quilton, you successfully infiltrated the fortress. Luckily, having a Mapach that was a former bandit and had a sword with an insignia that kind of showed her rank, you were able to pass by unimpeded for the most part. Heading deeper in, you tried to find Benna, excuse me. You pretty much came to what appears to be some sort of meeting hall or mess hall or something, and she was just beyond, but quick failure of deception, a couple of guards realized that you were not who you said you were, or not there for the purposes you said were. And we faded to black as Rikki told Vim to shut the door so she could go punch some people in the face. So that's what we were about to do. You still have your wild shape lizard with you. If you want to use that, keep that in mind. But let's start with rolling for initiative.
It's a familiar, not a wild shape, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You expend a use of wild shape to cast Find Familiar.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah.
I honestly like that about the new rules. They give some of the more, I don't want to say less useful, but less frequently used abilities, alternate uses.
Yeah. And it's a, give them the same color icon. And it's a, because it's a bunch of classes and subclasses already have a thing that you can use as a resource, so they're just expanding the use of that resource to something else, which is nice.
I think there's a Tasha rule.
Hey, anyone want to go last?
Pick me, pick me.
Sure.
She's already second to last.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it could be extra last.
I somehow backed out of the game. Let me get back in.
You might have deleted
And
Perry.
I accidentally deleted somebody. Yeah, I accidentally deleted somebody else off the turn order.
Perry rolled
Put yourself back
a
in.
It was me. I got a 14.
14.
Okay. Get you back in there as I'm loading.
I'm assuming Quilton has a higher dexterity modifier.
+3. I mean, Dex is my main stat.
Oh. You both have +3. Wait.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, everybody's pretty much in the same order, so it's probably not gonna come into anything. So let's get started. What to run for this combat?
I mean,
Put this in goo.
Drbeen battle.
Are you gonna switch with me, Vim?
If you want to, I can do.
Go for it.
But you're the one that's gonna grow big. Now you have to wait one more turn.
That's okay.
You started this combat, you'll finish the combat.
So Rikki, we'll say that Rikki turns around, Vim closed the door, and as she turns back around, the two Drbeen's are already on them.
I turn around slowly and very dramatically after they hit me.
Get the character sheet out. Alright. First one up is Red. He's gonna jump onto the table up here and basically it makes 2 attacks. First one, the rapier, is a 10 hit.
It does not.
And a dagger was a 22 hit.
The 22 definitely hits.
You take 4 piercing damage as you dodge the rapier, but he picks up a knife from the table right next to the whatever was being eaten and just stabs you with it. Blue is up. He's going to do the same thing just because you're right there.
They're eating her.
6
and then they're gonna...
is going to miss. 22 will hit with another dagger, doing 6 piercing damage. With that, Quilton, you are up.
Sorry, just remembering what my thing does. Okay, it costs no action. Alright, Quilton. See a little mini tornado appear below him. Lifts them onto the gust of wind lifts them onto the table. And it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I'm gonna activate Elemental Attunement.
Okay.
Oh, I thought wind's not damage. I was thinking it was because of Avatar.
Is it thunder damage or force damage?
I can do thunder, so it's kind of like wind is moving really fast.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take one step forward, and with my 2 new 10-foot reach, do an unarmed strike.
We got, what's the Street Fighter character from India who's got the stretchy arms?
Dalsim.
I think, yeah.
No, imagine this is he's just airbending in front of him.
Oh, so you got, right, that's how that works. Okay.
Yeah, it's like blasts of wind. Armed
You've got an air Zuka.
22.
22 will hit.
Or 6 thunder damage.
on blue, I assume.
Yeah. Sorry, blue.
Yep.
And I was just talking about this, just making sure I can push people back. Power strike. Damage. Okay, then you make a strength save and throw.
Okay. 5.
I'm guessing it's my spell save, but she doesn't say.
It should say.
I'll look
under
that up,
your-
but I imagine a 5 would make it.
Yeah, 5's definitely gonna fail.
I'm gonna move him away from Rikki. Oh wait, it's a 10-foot reach, so yeah, I'm gonna move him away from Rikki, closer to me. So like the wind wraps around him and then pushes him my direction.
Oh, you can choose the direction it goes in?
Yep,
Okay. Just moves 10 feet or 5 feet.
10 feet.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
I saw you step back.
Because I forgot it was a 10-foot reach.
But, yeah, you would need to be like that.
No, that's a 5-foot reach.
No, it's 5 foot between you two, but it's a 10 foot.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. But you can still pull him towards you or push him away.
Yeah.
Towards
Push
you?
him towards me one. Yep.
Okay.
Then... Another bonus action, arm strike.
Alright.
At 19.
19 hits.
For 3... Or 6 force damage.
Oof, that one's not looking good. Anything else?
That's it.
Perry, you're up.
Let's do some vicious mockery at blue. Mind your
Okay.
table manners. They need to roll a wisdom save. 13.
Natural 1. Natural 1, so they fail.
Oh, only 2.
How do you want-
But, you know.
How do you want to do this? That's exactly what you needed.
They just laugh so hard they fall off the table and bonk their head.
Bonk their head. Oof. That one's out. Anything else, Barry?
That'll be it.
Vim! After you finish closing the door.
What
Real quick.
Vim would do via closing the door, because I assume that's how, since the initiative starts as he goes to close the door.
Yeah, you don't need another
So
action.
he would grab his familiar and put the familiar on the other side of the door and just keep an eye out.
Your lizard is going to keep an eye out. Okay. Joey, what were you going to say real quick before he continues?
Oh, it's 10 feet or greater than what I have, so it would be 15 feet. Just so you know.
Oh, you get an additional 10 feet.
Yep.
I see. So if you want to do that and then knocks off, that's still fair? Okay. Okay, go ahead and continue, Vim.
So yeah, he just attaches a lizard-shaped security camera to the wall.
And you can only see through him
If I choose to.
if you choose to, and he can't communicate with you telepathically? Or can he?
No.
Okay.
I can communicate with him telepathically, but he can't, communicate back. He is
Gotcha.
a drone.
Gotcha. Okay, go ahead and continue.
There's no... I'm not going to receive a... It is getting dark
Warning.
and my batteries
Yeah.
are low.
Oh.
This one gets
CO2 checker was doing that on me like yesterday morning at like 2 a.m. and I was like, which one is doing this? And it's one I had plugged in and not my normal smoke detector in the ceiling. It was just giving me the 5 chirps just every 40 seconds. I'm like, where is it making stop?
Oh, and you didn't leave it on while you were DMing a game?
No, I was trying to go back to sleep because it was 2 a.m. Sorry, go ahead and continue.
Let's see. Don't want to go overboard. I think just sort of grab that. Let's just run to. You know what? I'm going to use my action to dash and get in front of this door.
Okay.
So skirting around the fight, so avoiding.
Yep, you're good.
And just be like, try and be in the way in case they rush for this door.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn.
10, 15, 20, 20. You can get there with normal movement because we all have 30 feet movement. So it looks like, you'd be able to get there no problem. So you still have an action if you want to do something or just dodge.
Well, I will hold action for keeping them away from the door.
Okay, somebody tries to come through the door.
Shove back or something.
Shove them back or attack. Okay, cool.
I have a quick question, Mark.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in here that says, like, make a saving throw, but it doesn't say against what.
It'll probably be in your, what's your subclass is elemental?
Yeah, but it's for, like, a lot of things in here.
Your subclass is...
I don't want to slow things down too much, but...
I'm going to look it up real quick because we need to know it. Elemental monk, there we go, elemental 2. Saving throw. The Monk's Focus, level 2 feature. Some features that use focus points require your target to make a saving throw. This is equal to 8 plus Wisdom modifier and your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so it's
Bandit, sort of.
near the front, okay.
Yeah.
So that would be,
I figured it'd be...
8 plus 2... It'd be 12.
Okay. Additionally, can you put on display on VTT or send a VTT and it might just tell you?
It didn't tell me, so...
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Okay, but we have it. Anyway, Vim is doing that. Rikki, you are up.
Okay, I am going to punch the Gerbine.
Okay. You cast Punch. Arm strike. Barehanded. There you go. 16 will hit. Six bludgeoning damage.
Were you going to activate your rune?
Would you-
Or just one against one enemy? Not worth it?
No, it's not.
And would you like to do any of the grapple or pushing things that I believe you get the, you might get
I mean,
with that?
I could... Yeah, I'm gonna knock him back the 5 feet into the wall just to inconvenience him, so he has to move up to attack me again.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a, saving throw, a dexterity saving throw.
This is another head bonk.
5. So he's gonna fall prone, because you basically knock him off the table onto the chair and he trips over it. So he is... I'm not gonna say he's just straight up prone, but he's struggling to get up and stuff. So he's gonna have some minus to his AC for the time being. Okay. Anything else, Rikki?
Nope, that is all.
All right. Top of the round. Actually, it didn't really matter because he's up next. He's just gonna stand right on up anyway. But as he's doing that, Vim, as you are waiting for the Gerbines to brace them from trying to escape, you hear behind you clunk, and then the door opens. as you see.
Is it a push door or a pull door?
I was gonna have that.
Sliding door.
Yeah, I was gonna have that be rolled, but I figure it's an interior door, fire code. It probably goes into the room. So, standing behind you is a servant with one ear and an eye, essentially a bandage used as an eye patch. It is Benna Saradin. And I'm pretty sure I picked out music for her.
It's Bane. I mean, Benna.
Benna. As she hears the noise that's going on, she opens the door, trying to figure out what's going on. Sees several of you, right at the door. Several of you, essentially attacking the guards. She looks at, what is all this?
We have some very sensitive information for you, and these two idiots wouldn't let me in to give it to you. I go telling them, they go telling someone else, and it's going to cause a big panic here.
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
Have advantage on it, so then it would just be a
Flat roll,
right?
Flat roll, yeah.
Oh,
Very
whoops.
fitting 5. That's okay.
Well,
We
I
can
mean,
still
they're
take the
both
first
fail
one.
anyway, so I didn't right-click on it.
Yeah, we take the first one anyway because it doesn't come through in like any sort of order, just the actual like chronological order that they're rolled. So, yeah, she kind of like scoffs at you, and Benna removes her bandana, revealing the concealed portion of her face. She is horribly burned. Her left ear is gone. Her eye can barely be seen under the warped flesh. The fires have already burned away everything I love. I will make sure they burn away the corruption that festers within all their hearts.
Were you
And she is entering combat.
She's crazy. I'm going to whisper.
Was she nuts?
And she's at the top of the round. Taking a look at the things she's able to do. Yeah, she takes out a blade, and Vim, you can see this. It looks to be very finely made. Rikki, you can definitely tell that it is a very, very finely made sword. First one on Vim. Unfortunately, your trigger was to prevent people from coming into the door, not coming out of it. Does a 16 hit Vim?
Yeah.
You take 6 slashing damage.
I believe you.
Does his
Makes it.
saved action? Can he shove him?
No, that's because his
Sorry.
trigger was preventing people from going into the door and not away. So I'm
Pedantics.
calling that. Yeah.
I'm in the
That's
wrong
what he was-
stance.
Yeah, he literally, she opens it up behind him. Second attack.
Right before.
16 hits again.
Yeah.
You take 9 slashing damage. And I'm going to say that she takes out her short sword in her other hand, and she does not swipe at you with it. She stands there. Intimidating. Actually, I think I should have art. Gotta have art. Nope, that's... handouts. There we are. Show to players.
Is she
So,
wearing like heavy metal armor?
She's got a little bit of armor on her. Let's see if it actually says. Yeah, she's wearing studded leather, so she's not wearing full metal, but you can obviously see there's a bit of metal on the armor itself. Ultroons and whatnot. But continuing. The Jervine Thief is up. He gets up, he jumps onto the table again. And is going to make 2 attacks again on Rikki. Second verse, same as the first. 7's gonna miss. But a 21 will hit. They are very bad with the rapier, but very good with the dagger. You take 3 piercing damage, Rikki. He rolls over to the side. The Jervine shouts out, Benna, they were at the... They attacked us at the camp. It's them. Quilton, you're up.
I see this very fearsome woman attacking Vim, and my grandfatherly instincts kick in.
Must defend baby. Vim is baby.
He is Babby. But
The old
step
man
forward,
instincts.
knock over a bunch of plates,
Yep.
and get away from him, you deer. And dearie, do unarmed strike.
I like the pun, Joey. That was a good pun.
20.
What are you unarmed strike? Oh yeah, you are 15 feet away.
Yeah, I'm pushing all the air in front of me.
She's in the doorway here, so in that stance where you are, if you want to stay that far at that point, she's gonna have a little bit of cover.
Then I'll move forward one. Then I'll go up here.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair enough. Okay. 20's still gonna hit, so...
For 6 force damage.
Alright.
And she gets pushed back 10 feet.
Yeah, push her straight through the doorway, it's fair. Oh, short stack. Short stack, can't hear, can't speak.
Do I have any internet problems?
Yeah, she's having Discord problems. Sorry, everyone. Having technical difficulties.
Dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause.
Is this once per turn I can do this?
It's half a time per turn. You can do it half of a time per one term.
Oh, I'm sorry, they need to make a strength saving throw
Okay.
before getting thrown back.
Strength save. I'll have Nat 1, so she gets pushed back.
Yeah, she's
Sit down.
Push
We're here to
backwards.
talk.
Okay, Perry wants to charm person. Let's say that
That's all my
moves
turn.
over here to get him. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to do one more attack against that Jervine. About my bonus action attack. 24.
24 will hit the Jervine.
7 force. And a strength saving throw.
He's barely holding on. 8.
8. Push backward 5 feet. Knocked to the wall.
Falls off the table again. And falls prone. Okay, anything else, Quilton?
That's it.
Okay. Perry's up. She's getting back into... ShortStack's getting back into the game, and she wants to cast Charm Person.
Hey.
Hey! Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
On
Okay,
the
great.
on the The captain or the Jarbine?
Yeah, I assume you want to charm person on Benna?
Yeah, but I realize I just saw my thing loaded in, and I see she's still in the other room.
Yeah, you can move. You saw her and heard her in the thing. You could move just to get an angle on her, even if you want to move over to like the far side of the room.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that with charm person, you are fighting her, and so she will have advantage.
Okay, never mind then.
Well, still might be worth it.
I think.
Yeah, it's definitely not a. Go ahead.
I'm wondering if casting the charm person, I think that's on the category that triggers her ability, so it would be a double charm roll, because...
because of her subclass?
Her subclass has a free... when she casts a certain category of spells, she can choose to charm someone, or try to charm someone, so she could, like, double charm.
Take a quick...
Cloud of Glamour.
Spell casting. Immediately after you cast an enchantment or illusion spell, and I believe charm person is enchantment, yep. You can cause a creature you see within 60 feet to make it blah blah. And can... So if it fails being charmed, you can try and charm it or another creature.
Yeah.
Or just like casting it. So yeah, you can get a double charm out of that if you want to try.
Aggressive charming.
Yeah. Do you understand what we mean by that, ShortStack?
I'm dumb.
Basically, you have an ability that says when you cast a certain type of spell, that you have a chance to charm somebody. And the charm person spell is one of those spells. So you can attempt to charm them with your spell. And then regardless if that works or not, you can then basically try and charm somebody again.
Or make them frightened. Which might not be
oh my god, you can charm and frighten her.
Depending on how this goes, you then get to, like, right, let's try again, or screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that then.
If she ends up frightened,
Okay.
she can't leave that room.
Yeah. So we'll say that you get over here or so in your initial move, just so you can see her. And you will cast Charm Person, so go ahead and mark that off in your spell list. Or cast a spell. And she needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Yes. Basically, what this is saying, whenever you cast a enchantment...
No, she makes it.
Whenever you cast a enchantment or illusion spell, you basically, once per long rest, have an attempt to make a creature charmed or frightened for free.
Yep. So I assume you want to try and use that ability on Benna again, since it failed?
Yes.
So this is basically the same thing it looks like, which is using DC 13 save. I just had it in a moment. Went away from it. Guiling magic. And would you like to charm or frighten her?
Oh god,
If it frightened might be easier, since it won't be a disadvantage.
yeah.
Or is
let's
this
do
would this be a disadvantage, Mark?
Nope. It's frightened would probably be better overall, because she'd be frightened of you instead of just charmed by only you. But yeah, this doesn't have disadvantage. So
I would go frightened, so it's harder for her to hit people.
Yeah.
okay. For under 13, rolls a 7.
Then she does not make it. She is a scarred.
Scared of you.
This is like when a parent, like, tells you to calm down, you get scared of them. It's like... She's back in her room on her bed.
Rikki's like, hey, we just want to talk, and then you beat the crap out of that Gerbine.
Why won't you listen?
Yeah,
punch, punch,
Hold
punch.
it by the hold it by the scruff of the neck, looking dead at Benna, and just punch.
Why did you make me do this?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Actually,
this is
we'll
your
say
fault.
that
No,
the
but
Gerbine shouts out, they're the ones from the camp, and she knows, like, she's dealing with strong people here, so that kind of, like, frightens her for a bit. But you can continue your turn, Perry. That was your action, and your, once per long rest thing.
Yes, and just I guess that's it.
You have
I
inspiration.
had something I
as a
wanted to
bonus.
say, but after all the talking, I can't remember what it was.
Sorry.
So that's it.
Sure.
Okay.
What?
If you want to, you can inspiration as bonus.
Okay, who wants the inspiration? Oh yeah, I do have the inspiration, but what? I don't. I'm good.
Which means
I'm good.
Bardic
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. Hold on to it. Vim, you're up.
All right. I'm going to. I'm gonna cast heat metal on her weapon.
Okay. She's holding a short sword, and she's holding essentially a +1 weapon. Which one would you like to cast it on? I assume the better one.
Wait, are they both swords or something?
They're both swords. I think they're both short swords, but one looks better. So we'll say you're doing it on the professional-looking sharp
One
weapon.
has a name. When she attacked, it was like Blade of the Woods or something like that.
Yeah, he's a.
GM.
So she has to make it. Oh, I'm supposed to link it.
It's okay. DC 13 con save.
Yeah.
And
And I believe if she fails it, she has to drop it.
she can choose to
She can
drop
choose
it
to
or take damage, but she rolls a 14 and passes.
Okay.
She is she knows being burned. It's not it's not hurting her at the moment.
We're born in the fire.
Anything else, Vim?
Just quickly double checking the read on it. So, any creature within physical contact with the object takes that damage.
So it failed. So she doesn't. That's right. I'm remembering this wrong.
So they take the damage. There is no check against the damage. The check is if the creature must succeed on a con saving throw or drop it if they can. If they don't drop it, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability
So
checks.
she will hold on to it, and she will take that 12 fire damage. For the same reason. She's like, the fire, she's used to the fire. It's not going to stop her at this one point.
Also, the drop is automatic, if they're able to.
The heating is automatic, and then the drop is...
Automatic if they fail.
Automatic if they fail, yeah. Yes. Alright, go ahead and continue.
And Vim will just be like, I kind of get where you're coming from, but I don't like your approach to this. I just backs away from there. Yeah, that'll be it.
All right. Rikki, you're up. That Gerbine that Quilton knocked over looks on its last legs.
Gerbine. Let's say hypothetically I grew a size. Would that table be considered a mall, or is it too big?
You could pick up a chair. The table's probably too big.
Okay.
You could move the table. You wouldn't be able to pick up the table as a weapon.
Gotcha.
Not until level 12 or whatever.
Save that for the next campaign.
You're gonna table flip him.
You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my runic giant thingy and get swole, and then I'm gonna flip the table and break one of the legs off.
Oh, what the heck?
Right. Flip the table. You will say that it's like some of those like picnic tables that have like the truss beams underneath to hold it up, and instead of taking just a leg, which is probably only a thing, you are now big enough to just take that entire like center truss beam, and you basically have like a big old strong 2x4, or maybe like a piece of a tree that they built it from, and yeah, you've got a pretty much an improvised weapon or a maul or whatnot. whichever you wish
Okay,
to do.
I feel like that would be a full action to do, though.
I will say that as part of your growing to size, is that an action?
Bonus action.
It's a
Or is
bonus
it a bonus
action.
All right. Well, I'll say that as part of this, that is an interact with the object. You are now strong enough that you can just straight up flip the table and then pull the thing off of it. So, you can continue with a normal action.
Okay, I'm just gonna bonk the Jerbean.
Go to horny jail.
Go to annoying jail.
You have advantage because he's prone. I said this time he was prone.
Rikki, where'd you learn that?
I found it in the trash. Yeah, you basically come down with this 2x4 on him. How do you want to do this? Because he had 1 HP.
Oh god, I'm just going to tell him that you should have let us in, and I'm gonna lightly bonk him.
You're like, should have let us in, and you come down with the thing, and he kind of like flinches and covers himself, and you stop. You're like, ha, 2 for flinching, and you just smack him twice in the head, and it's enough to knock him out. I watched Atlantis, the Disney Atlantis movie yesterday with some folks, and they did that. One of the characters did that in the movie, so it's fresh in my mind. The 2 for flinching. Anyway, you can continue, Rikki.
I think that's all. They have to have sight of Perry to be afraid, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at the new rules.
Pretty sure it's line of sight.
Frightened. I don't have my I don't have the updated macros to put the new conditions up here. You have disadvantage in ability checks and tech rolls while the source of their fear is in line of sight, which right now it is. Perry got over enough to just be able to see her, so I'm still in line of sight. Cannot approach, can't willingly move closer to the source of the fear. So, yeah, that was a good roll with that fear thing. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all. I don't want to... I was going to move
Okay.
up to the door, but I didn't want to block Perry.
Yeah, you got a big old trash panda.
We're here.
Trash panda the size of a...
Talk.
I mean, I guess I can move here.
Yep, that's fine. Consider the table's been flipped upside down and is destroyed, so... Ben is up. She unfortunately can't really do much. She is going to actually take the blade and actually what she's going to do, she's going to clamber over south because it's not moving close. I'm gonna give her a roll on this because it's sort of not moving closer to Perry, but it also kind of is.
Technically,
So I'm gonna give her an
technically
intelligence
not,
check.
I don't think.
21. I'm gonna say that she's able to kind of dodge out of the way, as kind of like is now out of line of sight and is able to move a little bit closer, and she closes the door.
Close the door!
Where's the hide area? So closes the door. And she's gonna do something in there. And that's it, yeah. Jerbean's gone. Quilton, you're up.
Door opens.
She's
and it's
actually-
Benna, but she's wearing a fake mustache. She's like, "Who are you guys? Did you see where Benna went?"
Is this,
She still fails her wisdom save to try and be unfrightened, so she's still frightened.
is this, rock?
Yeah, you
Ground.
are sort of built into the mountain rock itself. This is not burrowable.
Quilton is going to walk up to the door, put his hands on the ground, go, "Sorry, you seem kind of like a nice lady if you weren't terrifying." And I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. Does it say anything about line of sight?
I'm going to give
but
her...
they're behind cover, so if you want to do an advantage or something,
Yeah, I was
that's
going to
fine.
give her advantage because you're kind of like going through the door and where she is.
But I want to break open the door with this too.
Yep. All right. Go ahead and cast a spell. She needs to roll a
Constitution.
con save. She gets advantage with the con save. 21.
21. Then she'll take half that, so 3. And
How'd the door do?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
door's destroyed.
Well, want to be technical.
It says any unsecured objects. I guess it's secure.
That's fair. I'm not going to get bogged down with damage. Door damage. Where's the... Still not used to the freaking new reveal icon. There we go. So she was standing there and saying, you're assuming there, and I was going to say your ready to action was anybody comes to the room or opens the door was going to be attacked. So you're going to get one attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna step in afterwards.
Yeah. Dirty 20.
Probably would better just to hit him. And that's a hit.
Take 8 slashing damage.
Wait, can I... Reaction,
She
Deflected.
currently can't see parry, so she's not affected by the disadvantage.
I can take reactions on my own turn, right?
Yes, you get your reaction back at the start of your turn.
I'm going to use one of my focus points to, as I walk in and her sword comes down, I'm going to use Deflect Attack to reduce it, D10 plus my Dexterity modifier.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Did she roll that dirty 20 with disadvantage, by the way?
She didn't because she cannot see parry at this moment. She specifically moved to the side
the
where she
burning.
Oh,
If they-
because the burning
if they
does
keep
it
a
too.
hold- They keep the hold of it, then their attack rolls and I think did it say saves as well? Hold on. Heat metal.
I'll go ahead and re-roll the attack.
If it doesn't, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Okay.
Okay.
Until start of my next
Rolls
turn.
rolls a 13 then, so you can take that ability back, Quilton.
Oh, so it misses?
Yeah, it misses because it rolls a 13. And I assume you have at least a 17.
Yep. I step into the door,
Okay.
barely miss her sword, and they go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're just here to talk. No need for further violence."
She says. She holds up the burning sword handle that is just like burning her fur and hand and skin and whatnot. Whatever she might have as a anthropomorphic deer. And she seems very unconvinced that you're not here for violence.
You just seem so aggressive. We're just paying precautions. Okay.
Harry, you're up. There, somebody? Uh-oh.
Something's wrong.
There you are. Well, if you wanna... Go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
If you want to just If you're ever having computer stuff problems, just go ahead and feel free to describe what you want to do, and we can I can fill that in.
Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I can't see her. All of my spells are pretty much line of sight.
Yeah, she pretty much is trying to not look at the scary, patchy bird person. So.
Yeah, well, despite appearances, we aren't here. We do just want to talk. We want this conflict taken care of just as much as you do.
Okay, so you shout that out. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Nope.
7. She shouts out and is like, I don't believe anything you're saying!
We could just, take you out now, but we're making the effort to talk to you.
Unfortunately does not work. I will say, might work a little better if next time you try intimidation, because you're already scaring her.
Noted.
But you can continue your turn. We'll say that your action was to attempt to convince her, but you still have bonus action if you want to do like bonus.
Yeah, I'll do Bardic
Inspiration.
Inspiration to who's up next?
I'll be honest. Vim's probably going to be taking care of themselves.
Okay, so let's go with Rikki.
All right. Rikki, you have I think a plus D8? Is it D8 at this level or D6? Either way.
D6.
Yeah.
And that's for like any D20 roll.
Correct. Vim, you are up. Unless,
All right.
Perry, you wanted to move anywhere.
No, it's I don't really have anywhere to move. This is fine.
Okay. Alright, Vim, you're up.
Alright, first thing Vim's going to do is cast Cure Wounds on themselves.
Okay.
For 13, that helps a lot. There we go. Woo! Then, I don't know, you can determine if this equates an action, if just asking out loud. If I turn the hot stuff off, will you talk to us?
It would definitely help.
This one I'll say is not an action. Because it's
You're allowed to talk to someone for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is essentially the what are the new actions? Like you're essentially trying to do a persuasion action. But I'll say that it's going to be harder if you don't want it to be an action.
Are you talking to her or us?
It's an open question.
To anybody. All right, we'll say that you shout that out. Anybody. Go ahead and make a persuasion check at disadvantage. Since you're not directly talking to Benna, but anybody else can respond to it as well.
Let's see, disadvantage toggle for that.
I mean, if we're talking to us, then if you're talking to teammates, you usually don't make rolls because it's all.
He's doing both.
Yeah.
This is for going against Benna, to persuading Benna, who can also.
Okay, it's not going to get any worse than that. So.
That you hear Benna say that you're the one that's doing it. I'm gonna get you first.
I'll use my bonus action and activate the heat metal again.
Okay.
So that was, let's see, roll for the damage. Then they have to make
She's gonna hold on to it for now because she's kind of like cornered, and that's her best.
Well, she does
weapon,
it. She does a con save, and she might have to drop it automatically.
Does it happen every time you redo the damage?
I believe every time. Let's see. Because there's a lot of interactions on this one.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a great spell.
any creature in physical contact takes the damage. There is no save for that. As long as it's touching it, it takes the damage.
Yeah.
I use my bonus action during the concentration to do that every turn. If a creature is holding it, or takes damage from it, it must succeed on a con saving throw or drop it if it can. That's how it's phrased. If it
17,
doesn't drop the
it passes.
object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn. So
she's already taken the damage, so she's going to hold on to it.
So now she is.
Well, she always takes the damage.
reactivating. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, she takes the damage, and she does not have to drop it. She's going to hold on to it.
But she has to make
And
a
then
con.
after
But
she's
she
taken
has
the
to make a
damage,
con save, or else she drops it automatically.
Which she did. She did. I hid the things.
So is she armed?
Anything else, Tim?
Is she armed then?
She's still holding it. Yes.
Oh, I thought you said she did drop it. Okay.
Don't get stabbed by it. It's got fire damage. So she's back to activated attack rolls and ability checks, disadvantage.
Yep.
And Vim will stay in this corner of the room, catching his breath.
All right. Rikki, you're up.
Okay, can I fit through the door? That's my question.
Quilton is there, but you can reach in through the door. You'd be able to squeeze in, no problem.
You can
but
squeeze
Quilton
through
is there.
narrow corridors at a double movement, and you can move through allies. For free.
This is. Yeah, this would be 5.
Unless you
10,
just wanted to grab her, because I'm
15.
pretty sure you have reach in that mode.
20, 25, 30. You'd be able to get there with your full movement.
Giant
Okay.
Mapach just crawls through the.
Politely asking Quilton, excuse me.
Pardon me. As you just trample over him as he burrows into the ground a little bit just to make way.
Giant woman.
We'll say that the thunder wave kind of like damaged the passageway, giving you a little bit extra room. Okay.
Okay,
Continue.
I am going to politely clear my throat. And then I am going to aggressively say, you need to calm the heck down, as I crush her bed with my fists.
Make an intimidation check, and I'm going to say with advantage because she's already frightened of Perry, even though she can't see Perry.
And you have the inspiration from Perry as well, don't you?
Yeah, and you can roll that afterwards if you wish.
And then I feel like I'm just gonna use the bardic inspiration anyway.
Yeah, go for
Do
it.
it.
Plus D6. Oh yeah, roll 20 added a clear all option for the icons. That's super nice. Total of 23. Let's see what she rolls. 17 for a wisdom save. Or wisdom check. I'm going to say she drops her weapon.
If she made an ability check, that's also at disadvantage because of the heat.
Yeah. You're right, but she already failed it anyway, so she can't get any better. So... Well, actually, I'll roll again because we'll see if she gets like a natural 1, she'll just immediately give up 5. Instead of dropping one of her weapons, she drops both.
Clang, 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 clang.
And we'll say that combat is essentially over as she is now surrendering. It was all right. Just enough with the fire and the scary bird and the giant woman, and just enough. You win.
He
What do you do?
honestly just wanted to talk.
Peeks out. Is that why my 2 good guards are unconscious and under a bowl of grub.
Well,
they're not that good.
We didn't just want to walk in here and tell them that the Bird Council is planning an all-out assault on you. Because they would have spread it, everyone would have panicked, and it would have been a mess.
I guess you're not lying? Well, you
That's
are kind of making that up, but not entirely. Make a persuasion or deception check, however you see it fit.
Isn't the Bird Council gonna send their guards to attack?
If they were planning on, I think you were to take out Benna.
Yeah, it's true. It's twisting the truth a little bit.
Yeah.
Rikki,
Eventually
we gotta
they come down to
Rikki. We need to talk to you about your sudden growth.
Okay, so to do things, so for Rikki, go ahead and make a persuasion or deception check as that's the wrong thing. As the familiar outside crawls on in, as you see that there are 2 Mapachs trying to... Actually, it's not even these ones. There are 2 Mapachs trying to get in after hearing the big, loud thunder wave. I'll give you the 14 as the advantage works. She doesn't quite believe you, but she doesn't believe you're here to just straight up warn her. She believes you that you have come to not necessarily take her down immediately. It's like, all right, then. Why are you telling me this? What do you want?
Because I'd rather see this resolved peacefully than in an all-out war. I have similar opinions of the Bird Council as you do. They're annoying, they're pretentious, and they are high and mighty. But fighting is going to get nowhere. It's just going to end with a bunch of your people dying and a bunch of their people dying.
We've been fighting for what seems like ever. And the only reason we've gotten any better is because we keep fighting. I have great disdain for the Birdfolk Council. But
as
if you...
do I. But more bloodshed isn't going to fix it. Especially with the territory running out, with the fire spreading.
She eyes you up and down. She kind of like knows you've got like a bandit's look to it. Or one of the bandit folk. The coalition sort of look to it, being a former bandit. You were once one of us, weren't you?
Yeah.
You don't have the hands of a soldier. You don't have the hands of a captain. I don't know why you have that sword on you, but you're definitely one of us. Do you think have you been better off since leaving the bandit coalition?
That's a very complex question, but I know I'm not working in human traffic or humble trafficking.
Like
humble folk,
down.
Whatever the equivalent terminology is, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, humble trafficking.
We're but humble traffickers.
Roll up and check out this week's Humble Bundle.
Yeah, honestly, every time I get an email from the Humble Bundle, I'm like, "Ooh, new Humblewood cut." Oh. She kind of responds as like, "They have not. The Birdfolk Council, the governments have not listened to us at all. We needed a bargaining chip. We are not trying to harm them."
Well, you have a funny way of showing that by outright attacking them.
Physically,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
She's listening.
We were sent here to stop this by any means necessary. But that's the kind of stupid stuff the Bird Council does. They sit up in their goofy, whatever the hell they call their nest, and they just tell people what to do. We need to make them listen, but if we attack them, sorry, you attack them, it's just going to cause more conflict. The slip of tongue was in character.
Make another persuasion check.
Persuasion's really bad, but I will make an attempt.
That was a little better. She's not completely convinced. Change my icon. Not completely convinced. So they sent you here to take care of me.
That's something we didn't...
And
Yeah, that's something that we didn't want to do. We came here to talk. When we came to the Bird Council for help, they turned us away too. They strong-armed us into doing their dirty work. And to be honest, I feel kind of bad. Knocking around those...
She leans into you, Quilton.
I feel bad knocking around those people in those camps, knowing what they've gone through.
Leans into you, Quilton. He was like, then join us. We can take down the Bird Council. It might take time, but we need people who understand that they are not the answer.
I kind of glance up at her scarred face, and I go, How did you get those scars? Was it... Do they look like burn marks?
Definitely burn marks, yeah.
Did you reside in Ashborough?
I got these long ago. My village. She says, I lived in a tranquil village until my mother foretold that the flames would come. We sent word to Alderheart's council asking for supplies, for aid, and they were denied because they didn't believe in the power of my mother's visions. And then the flames consumed my village. Birdfolk eventually came, but it was too late. I lost this, and she points to her ear, and this, and she points to her eye, and this, and she points to a photograph or drawing, portrait of some sort, in her quarters, of what looks to be her and her parents.
Well, I know loss too. When I was a child, there was a stray ember bat wandered into our house, burned the entire thing down. We didn't have a home for a little while. We just wandered the streets until we got to Meadowfen. But I see what you did here. You surrounded yourself with, well, hopefully mostly good people. You don't have to resort to banditry and thievery and violence.
You will notice that, you will think back in that all of the sort of bandits that you've come by in this place have not been, like, mean, thuggish things. Like, everybody in the Underfell, or the Underfall that Rikki visited were probably more thuggish than the bandits, beyond the ones that attacked the merchants and stole from them and things like that. But the people like stationed here,
It's like, I get it. You're just trying to get by. Does Vim and Perry have anything to say to?
Yeah, I was gonna say, go ahead and make a persuasion check, Quilton, as you're doing that, and then we'll jump over to Vim and Perry. Perry's, Vim, your familiar sees two Mapachs at the door, and they're trying to break it down as you've locked it or braced it or whatnot. You said you went up to Perry and told him that. Go ahead.
There's people trying to get in. What do we do?
Jeez. We gotta hurry this up. Listen. There's a bigger threat going on right now. Yeah, the Bird Council has us here now before they'll even deal with it, but we need to deal with it. With your help, this whatever's causing the fires can be dealt with. And we can deal with this mess after.
Perry, go ahead and also make a persuasion roll, as we'll treat this as like an advantage for Quilton. 7.
Dang.
Looks
Can
over and is like...
Can I assist Perry?
Perry is essentially assisting Quilton, so that's what this was. Benna looks over at Perry and be like, "You're not as scary as you were, but you could be." But the 17 that Quilton got though is enough. I'm gonna say Benna. The fires are maybe more important than right now. Can you vouch that you will... She thinks for a second.
Well, I can say...
facilitate some negotiations between us and the Birdfolk Council.
I'll definitely say yes.
Absolutely.
Nods at Perry.
And I'm eager to get back to my home, but I can make it a mission for myself. Banging on the doors to get in. All these thugs trying to get in. Then I will make... Oh dear. I can promise you that I will try to put a stop to whatever's behind these fires. It means that these fine people and the people of Elderhard and the surrounding villages can live in peace again. You don't have to be thugs.
Benna kind of looking at the bunch of you as you hear the door get broken down. The lizard familiar goes flying and then scurries over to Vim as some bandits, guards, whatnot come in. Captain Saradin! What? And they see the other Gerbines on the ground. She not quickly, but she very purposefully pushes you all sort of to the side as she walks by you and gets out of the door and says, "Stop. I am surrendering to these soldiers, mercenaries, as it were.
Karate instructor.
We will..." Karate instructor.
Yeah.
Kind of like looks at you confused and then looks back. Karate instructor. They have agreed to help us negotiate. Give word to everyone else that I am not giving up on the coalition. I am making sure that they will be safe. Tend to these 2 wounded. All will be fine. Turns to you, the rest of you is like, well, take me in. She picks up her swords and sheaths them.
Well, I would think, as a precaution, we might need to take the weapons.
Takes her belt off with her sheath weapons. Hands them to you, Quilton.
Okay.
You can write down that you have a short sword and we'll say Benna's +1 short sword.
The little warm still.
Yeah. I use elementalism to cool it down.
And from what you can tell, she has agreed to head back to Alderheart with all of you.
May I look at your hand?
The burned one?
Yeah, I sort of gesturing towards the hand that she was burning with the sword.
She shows it to you.
And I will cure wounds.
Sorry.
I appreciate it, young one. It's, I've seen a lot of destruction from the fires. I commend your ability to control that.
It can be dangerous. Well, and I
sort of pulls back the shawl covering his arms, and she'll probably be able to see like the patchy fur.
Takes her bandana back out of her pocket and puts it back over her eye and ear. And people don't like seeing it. But with that, you're able to travel back with Benna in tow. With that, if there's anything you'd like to do during this travel back, we'll say that the guards, some guards have made it up the mountain to a safe reach outside of the fort's sort of range, and you meet with them who are able to sort of help you make sure that Benna isn't going to escape without having to basically just bind or shackle her on the way back, which she does not. She does not do anything funny.
Can I keep an eye out in case, we're being followed?
Yeah, we'll say that initially, like, as you're parading her out, everybody comes and watches her, and she sort of goes out with like an honorable thing, and people are saying that she's going to fight for us still, just diplomatically, more or less. Everybody kind of watches except the one rat who is still staring at the fire. Even though it's maybe probably not daybreak yet, but yeah, he's still staring at the fire. Kind of glances at you, Vim, as you walk by, without blinking. Then goes back to the fire without blinking. But with that, you can identify during this time a couple of things. Well, actually, before you leave, would you like to look around in the stronghold at all? You can maybe do a quick look around before you leave those back areas. Nope. Okay.
I feel like
Not gonna loot.
I was staying welcome.
Good faith and leave their stuff alone.
Before we go, mind giving us the tour?
Mind give us all your stuff?
That was my bed, as she shows us the destroyed bed.
Yeah, sure.
That was my dinner table, as she looks at the destroyed dinner table.
Oh, yeah.
Those were my guards, as she looks at the unconscious guards.
Yeah, well.
Tour complete.
And that was my dinner, as she looks at the lizard eating the food on the table.
She does pick up the picture that she had, leaves pretty much everything else there. You're able to identify the blade on the way back, and it's called the Blade of the Wood. What it's able to do is, so I'm loading it up. I think it should be an item on D&D Beyond. Basically, it's a +1 weapon. I believe it's a short sword, so it's a +1 short sword. It has 2 charges that let you cast Spike Growth that's centered on yourself when you cast it, and you can pass through the terrain unaffected by it. So the caster is unaffected by the Spike Growth. Whether or not you wish to keep this or give it back to Benna is up to you.
Well, it's hers, so I vote no.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp.
Same.
Okay. You hold on to it in the meantime, just so,
That's a very fancy blade you have here.
family heirloom, kept repairs up with, made sure it was,
it's a very
nice and sharp.
It's a very powerful weapon. How'd your family come across this?
I don't actually know. I just grabbed it off the wall when the house was burning down, so I could have something. but it's been useful. I must use it on all of you. The spike growth, not the stabbing. Oh, the stabbing too, to be fair, but...
Well, we'll keep it safe.
I appreciate that. I would like it back if this all goes smoothly.
How about I have my distrust of the Bird Council too. I'm afraid if I give this to them, that they're just going to lock it away in a vault somewhere and you'll never have it back. No, I can keep it on my person, keep it safe for you.
Kind of looks. She's just got no other options there. She'd be like, "All right,
That's your choice."
I would appreciate that." As a turn of good grace, I will. Well, I've got nothing to negotiate with.
Well,
Let's put me in a better mood.
I'm asking nothing in return. I'll keep it safely away in my backpack.
Could have used more people like you at the coalition. Like one big family. Occasionally have the sour apples.
Well, if you caught me in my caught me in my younger days, then I might have had some of the same mentality as you. But I took that anger, and I do a few like martial art moves on the road. You know, I put that anger in
Kill the road.
Yeah, I put that anger in other locations, and I let it not get the best of me.
I've channeled my anger into... I realize it's a little bit of revenge and whatnot, but...
Yeah, revenge can be a sour thing.
I've put it into the coalition. I mean it when we say we're a family. We look out for each other.
Yeah, it's just maybe... Do we ever find out that they're actually kidnapping people, or are people joining them?
There were none at the stronghold that you saw, so...
Okay, well... Yeah, just maybe a little less highway robbery next time.
It's all going to depend if we can... How well you facilitate these negotiations.
Yeah, I have a feeling once these fires get taken care of, the spreading of the Scorched Grove, they may be a little bit more receptive. These Bird Council wants stuff done. You always want favors.
And they haven't taken care of your town until you, took care of my camp, our camp.
Yeah, the instant we cleared out your camp, it's like, oh, what do you know? Supplies are on their way.
How long it's been since you've talked to or been to Meadowfen?
Oh, it's been
Talk to anybody there.
It's probably been a couple weeks at least by now.
You haven't been there for at least probably a week and a half to 2 weeks. You may have during last downtime, which was a week ago at this point. You may have been able to send messages.
That reminds me. Can I send my messenger raven to kind of give an update?
I believe it only goes for 24 hours. We'll say when you get close enough, you can send an update. Well, I'll say don't even worry about that, as we'll say that there's some sort of like magical communication ability within the guard that's sent out. Because we've
got to use it. Then we've got proof that it was useful. And then we get a discount.
You need my 100,
I see. Yeah.
I need my 100 gold. It's worth my 100 gold or whatever.
We worked out it lasts 12
enough.
hours, so it's got to be within 12 hours for the trip, which is...
Yeah, so when you're within half a day, you send it out there.
I'm going to send a message to Perry, who's behind me with the raven.
No, you'll send an update when you're within 12-hour travel of when it's within 12-hour travel of of Albenhard. So you have used it. It has been useful to some degree. Also walking back, Benno talked to Rikki a little bit. Rikki, was it? I know those eyes. What made you leave the bandit coalition?
Well, I saw the hostilities growing between the coalition and the various different camps. And honestly, it doesn't take a great tactical mind to see that it was eventually going to boil over and result in war. And we can't really afford that as a species. Whenever we have the wildfires, and even some of the bandits doing things that are more reprehensible than what's needed to survive.
I wouldn't be lying if I said there were not other distrust in the ranks. Get the word, but people discontent and whatnot. So you're not alone in leaving. And I can respect that. If it's too much for you, then you've not turned on us, you've just had to find your own way yourself. Don't agree with it, but I don't disrespect it.
I meant what I said. I wasn't trying to fancy talk you. I do disagree with the Bird Council's methods, but I think we need to show them, and I'm gonna make a polite gesture to her bandana, what happens when they hold things over people's heads without sending aid. There's very real consequences, and we're going to make them face it and look at it. It's terrible what happened to your family, and so many others' families. And they need to see that instead of sitting up in their roost.
We had tried diplomacy at times in the past. Not necessarily on the complete up and up and on honestly what we were there for, but it is very difficult to get an audience with them.
Tell me about it.
Right? Get a little bit of kinship with her from your bandit past. Vim, she'll probably talk to you a little bit about fires. And... Young one, have you also lost people to the fire?
No, well, not directly, I guess.
Kind of a... Honestly, she probably doesn't want to press too much on it. As of the time that you've been traveling, there's been a mutual respect on all of you, but she will... Are you one of the tenders growing up to be a tender? You'll know the tenders are the sort of organization of druids that are trying to keep the fires at bay.
I was one for about a week, but then they said I was not a good fit. Apparently I wasn't putting them out quick enough.
Did you meet Montag over in the little gerbine that was sitting by the fire all the time? In camp?
Would I have?
That would be the rat that you guys saw.
Ah.
Yeah, you can call him Montag. And good for you if you get the reference. Yeah, he lost, not so much family, but memories and everything in the fire. Came for his village. He just can't stop admiring it. Not even just looking at it, wondering, just admiring a simple campfire.
It's a powerful thing.
You don't need to tell me twice.
You know, I was a bandit once as well.
Before or after you were a tender?
That would be after.
Did you get kicked out in a week because of same reasons?
No, I was only there a few hours, and then the camp caught fire, and they blamed me because I did it. So I ran back home.
They blame me because I was responsible.
Well, we'll have to say at least you're honest to them. That's what I find. A lot of the coalition methods aren't to the bird folks' liking, at least, but I imagine the normal, average, humble, and bird folk probably don't like us that much either. But we know that.
Well, I will say, if you do get to speak to them, don't worry. The council aren't as big as they look. They're actually normal-sized.
And she's servant, so she's probably taller than bird folk.
Yeah, if you look at the height chart, the servant are like probably like the biggest humanoids.
Yeah.
They're like over 6 feet tall.
He's used to this height differential because of Great Father.
That's fair. He too is a servan. You live with a servan down by the river. So yeah, he chats a little bit with you about that. And at one point, comes over to Perry and is like, "So, you're kind of scary back there."
Oh, well, yeah, some people say I do be pretty intimidating. But I am sorry that, it came to that.
Still a little bit scary, not gonna lie.
You already hate the birds, so I get it.
I mean, I don't think I hate you, I just scared of you.
I'll try not to be, so up in your face from now on, as they say.
Yeah, I'd like that. And it's kind of like the most you have discussion with her on the way back. But she finds a connection with everybody, and you were just like, "Oh, so you're a bird and you're scary." Probably don't want to let off that your mother's in the bird folk or the perch guard and whatnot anyway. So
yeah, well, I mean, there's a reason why Perry left. Like, doesn't want to be around the council or anything like that. So he gets her point of view.
We'll say you have at least a little bit of conversation, sort of agreeing with Quilton and whatnot about how you've got your own reservations about the council, and
yeah.
Really the thing comes down to not necessarily methods, as the bandits are essentially dealing with some sort of weird mix of anarchism and terrorism, but like, you at least understand where everyone else is coming from.
I understand the heart of it, but not the execution.
Yes, and you get the sense that everybody that's traveling back sort of gets that. Maybe even some of the perch guards that are walking back with you.
She accidentally converts them into a new bandit group before we get there. And... Damn, she's good.
We're gonna call ourselves the Perry Fires. We're gonna be a new group. But eventually, you do make it back to Elder Hearts.
Go ahead. One more thing. I'm gonna ask her as I admire the sword some more. Says this actually might come in handy. Like if we face any danger. Now I promise to give this back as soon as you're out. But if I can, maybe stab a few things with this.
Kind of looks back at the guards that are following him. Like,
not them. Like fire creatures like ember bats. Not that one. He points to slaughter. That one's good. That one's nice. But
yeah, I've been a little weirded out by that one. But nobody else seems to be asking anything, so I thought it was normal.
I'm asking if I can.
appreciate that back when I can, but you have me as a disadvantage.
Oh, now I feel like I'm taking advantage of her.
I mean, you are.
I am, I guess. But I'm going to treat this as an old man getting to have a treat. So,
yeah, you're not doing this maliciously. You're like, well, this kind of would help us maybe fight the fires.
yeah. Is this a
So it's not,
a short sword?
I believe it's, it looks like it was a short sword based on Benna's,
That means I can
Benna's,
use it in martial arts.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, all right then, and I'm going to replace the short sword in my cane and put this one in it.
Okay.
You're getting an
Eventually
extra
make
Christmas.
your way back.
You're getting an extra Christmas card this Christmas.
What's Christmas?
It's a hedge thing. Don't worry about it.
You eventually make your way back to the Birdfolk Council building itself. The Birdfolk Council is basically dismayed and angry at first, as you will. They were not expecting you. They did not ask you to bring her back. They kind of said that was like, actually, let's do this in character. Why not?
I thought you said. It's like. Thought we told you to murder them! Murder them!
Put Ben on here.
Do we take any of the... Just her? Or like, what about the rest of the bandits?
She is basically going to be to facilitate the... You were going to facilitate the negotiations, and she had surrendered herself. But yeah, you didn't take any other bandits with you. They easily outnumbered the... the guards, but they are disorganized without a leader. You cut off the head of the snake, more or less, and she did tell everybody to stand down. Benna stands shackled and guarded at the beginning of this. We'll put on Benna's theme. Oh, that's
Does one of them have a bandage from the raven arriving and turning into a statue midair and colliding with them?
There is a we'll say that Lucian has a little statue. First things of order. I believe this is yours. Hands you back the figurine statue, so you still have that, and it did get to them.
Yeah, I would have given a warning since, hey, we have a prisoner.
Yeah. We'll say that this is sort of being kept as private. There are no other people allowed in here other than, stenographers, guards, whatnot. This one's not open to the public. No. Beta steps forward. We have read your message, and you have brought us Benna. And this is not, well... this is not what we were expecting. Bring her into the heart of what she hates. There's a disdain dripping from even Beta, who is usually more mild-mannered and professional. Benna says, the feeling is mutual, but I have agreed to talk. So she looks at all of you. Beta looks at all of you. So, if you wish to negotiate some sort of surrender with the bandit coalition, make the first offer. As she looks at all of you, as your note probably said that you would be the ones to handle the negotiations.
Should we take a moment since Joey's AFK?
Oh, Joey went AFK. I missed that. All right, let's take a quick break.
Sounds good.
Get to the... And once again, you can see Benda with one of her daggers, even though she has a short sword. I guess they're short sword sized.
Yeah, they're short sword.
It's a really short sword.
Compared to depending on who's wielding it.
Yeah. But I'll be right back myself.
We gotta arrest them all, right? Which ones are we still missing? Good. Corvin, the Hedge.
I think the Hedge was the woman in the swamp, maybe.
So, should we try to convince them to let her come with us when we deal with the fire stuff? Make amends, maybe? That's just what I'm getting from this picture. Is like, oh, if she's unshackled and in the camp, she might be useful.
So the Bird Council is currently focused on, there's bandits that won't listen to us. The bandits are like, the Bird Council won't deal with the fires, and we're sick of it.
We're kind of on the, why won't you deal with the fires?
Yeah.
You know?
So we need to get the Bird Council to be like, yo, the only issue here is that you're not dealing with the fires. That's why these people are angry.
Yeah.
And the angle I kind of want to take is if you just keep dealing, air quote, with all of these, quote, problems you're having that are caused by you not lending aid to the people, who's going to be left when the fires reach Alderheart to help you? It's kind of the vibe that I'm going to leave them with.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, my dad needs something.
We're on a little break.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, cool.
And the fires came for me, and there was no one left to speak up for me.
Yeah, since it's during the day. Just need some.
We're gonna have to negotiate with the Bird Council. That's where we left off.
So we were talking about, we summarized it as, Bird Council hates the bandits because they're objecting to them. The bandits hate the Bird Council because they won't deal with the fires. So we're like, come on, guys! See each other's views!
Also, since we're probably going to be lacking people to deal with the fires, maybe bring this Rue with us. Maybe mark it as like their penance or whatever, but could be useful. Or not.
We'll see. We have to see how reasonable they are, or whatever crimes they end up being like, you have committed this and this and this, and we'll be like, oh shit, we didn't realize it was that bad.
Oh, we've been breaking laws left and right.
What do you mean you cut down the nesting tree? What do you mean to get them to listen?
To ashes, you say?
To shreds, you say?
Shreds, you say?
To shred? Ramble on, but here we go. All right, let's get back to the trial, the Chrono Trigger trial.
Oh, it's rigged. You're saying it's rigged?
It's not rigged. It's like it's the bad guy just lies about the punishment. Trial itself wasn't rigged.
Oh no, I didn't check on Marl first when the pendant fell. Does that mean? Oh no. Okay, is it Marl or Marley? Which one do you say?
I always thought it was Marl.
Yeah,
like marble. It's not marbly.
Her people say Marley, and that doesn't sound right to me. Anyway, okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I didn't check out Marl and Marley or whatever. Anyway, you tied an onion to your belt, which was the style at the time. And Peter's like, yes, Quilton, we're fine. Yes.
I'm gerrymandering or whatever.
Filibuster.
Yeah, filibuster. Yeah.
That's quite different than gerrymandering.
That's quite different. Yeah, you're right. I think we should separate the bird folk and the humble folk.
connected by this one tiny river of land, and it's there.
That's a segregation. It's even worse. Oh.
But to continue, so Beta pretty much says, well, if you wished this negotiation to happen, then what is your opening request?
Yeah, who's gonna step forth?
Open.
I think I will.
Quick. Okay.
This is a very complicated and nuanced topic, and issue. I feel that the dialogue should be more open than just a straightforward negotiation. It should be about ethics and, one of...
As Thalos interrupts you, saying, they have caused injury and have stolen so much merchandise and contraband, nothing else, from the merchants. Not to mention the people they pass on the road. Beta pounds her gavel and stuff back. Let Rikki finish what she said.
Counselor Thalos, if you were to see a starving child on the side of the road without parents, and you were to neglect that child and not give it care, and that child were to die, would that be a crime?
Well, make a persuasion check. Five. Let's see, what I roll on my d20. Physical roll. That's higher than a 5. Now, if we are playing what ifs, then what if that child was abandoned due to the bandit activity in the area?
My point is that negligence and ignoring people in need is also going to lead to harm. Effectively, if I may be so bold, the amount of bureaucracy and the time that it takes to get aid to the surrounding towns and territories is creating bandits. It's giving people no choice. It's destroying their homes, and they have nothing left. So these aren't bad people. They're criminals out of necessity. They're trying to survive like any of us are.
Brittle steps forward. The criminals of necessity. Have they put themselves before others? Then the others are what? Going to pay it forward? They're just going to take it without retribution of anything?
What I'm saying is we need to look at what has happened and how much worse it's going to get if more territories burn.
Make another persuasion check. You get the sense I didn't act it well, but Brindle is is sort of seeing what you're saying, but is disagreeing with the methods. Oof.
I'm gonna kind of speak up and go, if those fires continue to burn, then the bandit problem is just going to get worse and worse, because more displaced people, it's going to lead to more frustrations and fear.
So, I rolled a 17 for their contested thing, but it didn't stay in the dice tray, so I re-rolled it, and they got a nat 1. So we'll say that with Quilton jumping in, it gives them disadvantage on their
I jostled the table.
Roll. Yeah.
Whoops.
Bindle sits back and says, I understand where you're coming from. I am just worried of this violence begetting violence begetting violence. But
in the end, it has to be this way.
Does anybody else have anything they wish to add?
I kind of turn to everyone and go, we want to actually be involved in this. If we potentially help fight the Scorched Grove expanding, maybe help the tenders or something, maybe we can actually make a difference about how Elderheart sees these bandits. Maybe they won't be bandits anymore if they had enough freedom and room to breathe. And
are you saying this to the other characters, or are you saying this to the council?
The characters.
Okay.
Huddled.
You're huddled, yeah.
Anybody else have anything they want to throw in?
Still in the huddle, just Vim's like, I feel like they've never had to deal with fire, unlike people that have ended up joining the bandits.
I mean, Elderheart's in the...
just don't understand it.
You were not going to give them a first-hand demonstration. It's like when
Bennett turns around at that actually and says,
"Oh, good."
I don't think a demonstration is necessary.
I was gonna say,
I understand what you're saying.
It's like they're having I don't know if this is a rumor, but or just made up, but like when they're talking about malaria or whatever from mosquitoes, and then like they let a mosquito out in the chamber or whatever, and everyone started freaking out.
Not so much that, but as Rikki's talking and he pretty much Benna starts to speak up. Council, honorable or not, if I may, allow me to speak for myself. And she goes over pretty much the story that you got from her. Why, what drove her to distrusting the Birdfolk Council and the Birdfolk and the Perch Guard and whatnot. Joining the coalition, sort of amassing the coalition, and how everyone is sort of treated like family within the coalition. There's still problems with the methods and whatnot, but based on your good words, your vouching and whatnot, and this discussion, they start to plan for the future, if nothing else. Benna wants to essentially keep we'll say this. The Birdfolk Council wants to rid the area of the bandit plague. Benna is trying to keep the bandits alive, give them what they need and whatnot, as keep pointing out that they are a family. She is their guardian, their parent, for lack of a thing, as she is one of the higher ups, if not the highest up. She wants to keep the fortress. She wants to, if possible, retain command, but she's not against stepping down if that would mean have negotiations sort of move forward. The council will want to work with whomever is in charge, and they'll want to sort of just stop with the terrorizing and whatnot and start pooling their efforts together to kind of make the place better. The position of the council, or more not, this sort of apathy, is less of a maliciousness and more of a this is just how it's been for so long. Like they're not getting an outside perspective from it, and this, you guys as well as Benna are able to kind of provide that outside perspective. I'm gonna say let's have everybody roll a persuasion. Yeah, we'll make it persuasion check.
Can we add any methods of persuading?
Like with fire.
If you have an idea, what would your idea of persuading would it be? Holding a knife to their throat?
No,
probably not.
Vim would sort of make a statement of,
I don't know if any of you might know what it's like to wake up one morning and suddenly smell in the air
and use the elementalism to create the scent of smoke.
Mm.
Hang on. It won't link. But what you can beckon fire, which will create a harmless embers and scented smoke in an area, and just sort of like have that linger in front of them, like.
Trying to use the effects.
Yeah.
It's not working. It's not showing me smoke. It's not working anyway because there's this roll 20 effects. But I'm sorry. Continue.
What was it?
Yeah. To wake up one morning and smell the scent of smoke in the air, and to wonder if the neighbor just added an extra log too many, or if this is the end.
They kind of look at you with understanding. While they themselves have not been touched by the fires, they have seen the effects, or at least have heard of the effects of the fires and the results of them from their time here. So you can roll your persuasion with advantage.
Cool. That's probably gonna. There was a thing that worked of the plugin where you could press something and it would allow you to roll with advantage on it. Oh, there we go.
A lot easier to right click and do it, yeah, because it still works with the plugin. 13. All right, everybody else, please roll persuasion. Rikki, you can also do it with advantage. Excuse me.
I am rolling like garbage today.
It's like, I might be a bird, but I withdraw my question.
I might be a bird. I might be from a position of privilege, but I forgot where I was going with this.
Sorry.
I may be stupid and I may be ugly, and what was the third thing you said?
You're ugly.
Joey persuasion.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Can
looking at my spells.
Benna also roll?
Yep, I'm gonna give her advantage as well.
Okay.
14. I'm gonna say that's enough. Ultimately, the council kind of they discuss between themselves things and kind of. Very well. What we have decided at this moment. Benna and the Bandits Coalition will be able to, lack of a better term, join forces. We will absorb them in our fight against the fires and the encroaching Scorched Grove. You may keep the fortress, but Benna, you will need to step down from your position.
Is this one on Voyager? Like the Maquis got absorbed into the Voyager bridge crew?
Did he? Yeah, you know what? We can say that.
Or the crew. Yeah.
You have a feeling it might get to that. We'll see next game what actually happens, but they are pretty much saying that we will need you here to better fight the fires and to keep handle on things. Keep any sort of. I myself am having trouble finding the words I'm looking for, so Beta is not having all of these pauses and whatnot. But basically she's saying that Ben will be working as a sort of leadership of absorbed bandits and bandit soldiers and whatnot at Alderheart to start sort of keeping a more than a truce, but preventing them from boiling back over and being a problem, as they will also deal with the problems of the bandits themselves and providing aid as well as aid for refugees and whatnot.
Is she kind of like not a prisoner but not allowed to leave, or is she?
She is. From what you can tell right now, it's going to be a bit of
Column A, bit of column B.
Yeah, a little bit. Like she is.
She's on probation.
She needs to prove that she is willing to do this, and she seems to be wanting to willing to do this. She is okay with ending the violence as Rikki really wanted, and providing that the Bandit Coalition, her family more or less, is safe. Rikki, I am giving you inspiration for leading that negotiation charge.
Cool.
Don't spend it all in one place.
I will try. Can I have change for an inspiration, please?
Can
you break a one?
Sorry, all I got is a $100 bill.
100 inspirations?
But with that, pretty much, we will go over what happens to everything next week, or next game. But in the meantime, the couple of things to think about. First off, Joey, are you going to keep the sword, or are you going to give it back to her?
I said I would keep it safe, and I kind of in character was asking, can I use this to, if it helps fight the fires?
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, that's what I was doing before.
Yeah, we'll solidify this right now.
While you're on lockdown, can I keep using it?
Yeah. Can I have your stuff? 14.
She relents. It's not going to do me any good around here, but it might do you good out there.
I'll only use it for fighting any fire creatures, so it helps your cause.
Very well.
And if
But when we're done, I would like it back.
And if it's convenient in other cases. Because it is +1. Alright.
But she agrees.
It is +1 sword. As in, you are up 1 sword.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the word. So basically, the Birdfolk Council will now release a decree. They will become... they are going to get representatives of more places, including the Bandit Coalition and splinter groups of that and whatnot. Rather than just being the Elderheart and the head of Elderheart, really take in more people throughout more things, more of the area. Excuse me. Lucky, now dedicated to. Excuse me. Now dedicated to peace, Benna will show her gratitude by presenting the party with the blade of the wood she once held. So, we're going to keep the fact that, Quilton, you have it for the thing, and she will want it back eventually.
No, take your backies! And I run off.
Accidentally drop it off the side of the branches.
Yeah, I think Mark needs a break. He can probably.
Yeah, no, I swallowed some my water down the wrong pipe, so that's what that cough was. But finishing this up, you will now be remembered as the ones that saved the city of Elderheart, and has at least brought peace or disabled the Bandit Coalition.
Disbanded.
Disbanded.
The Bandit threat, Bandit Coalition, the Bandit threat.
The Bandit menace.
The council is now going to send a contingent of Perch Guard to Meadowfen with much-needed supplies. As they were doing, but they're sending much more stuff, and they're sending Perch Guards themselves to be stationed there. You are all essentially the rumors of your deeds. Not even the rumors, the actual things that happened. Defending the front gate, attacking the bandit camp, breaking into the fortress, bringing Benna here to stop the bandit threat. You are now all known as the Defenders of Alderheart. And we are done with Chapter 2. You'll have a couple of weeks of downtime at most. So if there's anything that you plan on doing, I imagine some of you would... you probably all head back to Meadowfen as a group. If some of you want to stay in here, you'll all meet back up again. But let me know what you would like to do for each of your characters between games.
Oh, we can go back to Meadowfen?
Go back to Meadowfen because you've got several weeks, so you don't have to stay here anymore.
I think I would probably go with the caravan.
Okay. You don't have to decide it now. We can decide it between things.
We can say our goodbyes next week.
I'm just waiting for the next time. As you said, you're going to use the sword to fight a fire creature, and you go, I'll cast the spike growth, and it just creates a field of thorns that immediately catch on fire. It's like, oops, that didn't help.
I'm the problem, it's me.
Whoopsie.
Jim's like, I'll put it out with more fire.
What's that? They say fight fire with fire?
What's the opposite of fire? More fire.
Hopefully this isn't exactly like a Voyager Marquis assimilation scenario, because next we're going to fall into a giant wormhole, and in this setting, it'll be a literal giant hole created by a worm.
God.
Yeah, but they kind of dropped that plot line after season 1, so we might be fine. Yeah.
And they dropped so many good plot lines after season 1 in Voyager.
Yeah.
But I definitely recommend, if you liked Voyager, just not the writing for the whole series, definitely check out Star Trek Prodigy.
Or check out Lost in Space, or Space Cases.
Check out
Space Cases!
Check out any modern Star Trek. In Discovery, put a little asterisk by it saying, maybe not the first season, but it gets better, I promise.
Or go back and watch the original series, because Lucille Ball liked that show. And who are we to question Lucille Ball?
Lower.
I was gonna do that, but I couldn't find it, so I just started watching the Orville instead.
Also a good choice.
Lower Decks, excellent show.
Galaxy Quest. That
Never
counts.
give up, never surrender.
Live
Like,
Free
grab
or
Thor's
Die,
hammer.
the Starfinder series.
Upcoming. There were
to a little bit of Farscape.
that were bullying Mark into playing.
I'm gonna play a Kenku.
No, there's no. Okay, there is a bird species.
Okay.
in Starfinder.
He's gonna play a Space Kenku. There,
Space Kenku.
problem fixed.
There's actually two types. There's one that's kind of the classic Aarakocra, who's like a bird person, but there's also kind of humanoid with like bird wings. Anyway.
Plus, like a million other races and
Yeah.
species, because, you know, it's everything.
Space!
Space.
And then there is...
Space Cases.
But, yes. Thank you all for playing. We're done with chapter 2 of 5.
Ooh.
We're hitting the halfway point.
Wait,
The next chapter is...
that math doesn't work
Thank
out,
you,
Mark.
Terry. Because some of the chapters are longer than others. Chapter 3 is actually a lot shorter. I think providing we have normal sessions, we'll probably be done with that in like 2, maybe 3 sessions if you do everything. But yeah, so in the meantime, think what you might do for downtime, if anything. Where you would go. It's very likely you would all go back to Meadowfen if you wish. I imagine some of you might stay in Alderheart for the time being. You all meet back up. But let me know between games. What would you like to do? I'll start prepping stuff because I've got some ideas for some small things, story things that happen between games.
Okay.